Raider Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Chris with Protect the Shell podcast, where my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic. Speaking of authentic, I'm always going to keep it real with you guys. And I want to know, is it only me? Am I the only one that's getting very tired of some of these soft fans that have entered the Raider Nation? And again, and I won't even say that they're new fans. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, they're just a younger generation fans. Or no, they're just the fans that are from Vegas. Unfortunately, that's not just the case. Again, I'm pretty new to this content creating. So, as I've been able to do this, I've been able to meet fans from everywhere, over the pond, anywhere in the U.S. I've heard from a lot of fans. I've talked to a lot of fans. I interact with fans daily. But as I am just on social media and I see things and I'm talking to the people about our fan base and our team, it's just this fan base isn't what I thought it was. And, majority of it is, but I'm just so shocked on where these soft fans have come from. We are in an era where our fans think it's okay to tank and lose games. Think about that. There are fans out here that wear the silver and black, that rep this shield, and really think it's okay to lose games because they want to get a certain draft pick. Newsflash. Newsflash. 40 years ago, when we won our last Super Bowl, our iconic owner of the Raiders said 3 words.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Those 3 words are literally the foundation of what our team's about. It embodies what being a Raider's about, what being part of Raider Nation's about. So there literally are fans that say, hey, screw what he's talking about. Let's go ahead and lose some games so we can go get Caleb Williams. Or, man, we shouldn't have won those games. They're meaningless games. We should have been able to lose those games so we had a better chance to get Jaden Daniels. So we're not saying, hey, let's hold the leadership more accountable in getting the most out of our players or getting our players to play up to the potential and just win and beat these guys, so we can be a better team. No, we're not saying that. We're saying, hey, Max Crosby, hey, Jack Jones, hey, Devontae Adams, so on and so forth. Hey, don't worry about winning because there's a guy in the draft that's going to save the day. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. You know what? And don't even take my word for it. Don't even take my word for it. Stacy. Now, I came across this on Bleacher Report. And I'm not blurring out no names because these people want to claim to be Raider Nation. So, hey, they're going to have to stand on it. Stand on what you say. So Stacy wants to say, hey, we chose to coach over the top quarterbacks in the draft, winning meaningless games like the Broncos and Chargers led us here. Stacy. I just got one thing to say for you.
That shit. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
You sound ridiculous. You sound absolutely ridiculous. What do you mean we chose to coach over the top quarterbacks? No. Well, for one, yeah, we want to keep our coach because it's about continuity in this league. Good teams keep their coaches and they build off of what they did the year before. You get good organizations, like the Steelers, who only have 3 coaches in their history. You get, we want to say all these things about the Patriots, but hey, they had continuity for a long time. These are good organizations that, have expectations of winning. And talking about meaningless games, you got to help me understand what meaningless means to you. Because you're talking about games like the Broncos and the Chargers specifically. Let's start with the Chargers. So not only did we have a record type performance that game, and that game also was what helped them get rid of their coach. They had to blow the whole offense up. They said, hey, we're getting rid of our top 2 receivers and we're getting rid of our star running back. And a lot of that, the nail in the coffin, was what we did to them. Not to mention that we've been going back and forth with the Chargers. We've basically been splitting. But the last time we've been swept by the Chargers was 2018. So we're talking about 5 years of not being swept. If we would have lost that meaningless game, we would have been swept. I mean, it's just crazy. And then you talk about, again, we're talking about our division rival. There's no meaningless game when you play against your division rival and beat them. You may not be old enough to remember back from 2003 to 2009. They beat us 13 games in a row. Think about that. They beat us 13 games in a row. When you go through something like that, no game is meaningless. You want to beat your daggone rivals. I mean, what timeline is it okay to lose to your rivals and consider a win meaningless? That's also one of the big reasons why our coach was able to get hired. That's also a game that our young rookie quarterback was able to get a little bit of confidence behind him. Because let's be real, there were some games down the stretch that he didn't necessarily play the best. But that game he was able to get some confidence behind him and was able to continue to lead us to some games, some winning games. But you're over here talking about it's meaningless. It's unreal. It's unreal. So Mr. Cool over here. So Mr. Cool says, how do we end up in quarterback purgatory every year? I'd rather stop winning pointless games to get us to a 500 season. Again, I don't understand where this pointless games, meaningless games come from. I don't think you guys understand the whole goal of playing the game. There should only be one goal of playing the game.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win. When you start telling me it doesn't matter, then retire. Get out. Because it matters.
Get out. It matters. If you don't want to be a Raider fan, just say it. Just say it, man. It's sickening to me seeing stuff like this. These games matter. We're talking about, the Broncos. We have an 8-game win streak on the Broncos. If we decided not to win that meaningless or pointless game, it would have snapped that streak. The Broncos have not won a home game. They've not won a home game against us in 9 years. Since 2015? Let's keep it real. Like, what's going on? Like, I just don't understand this losing mentality. I mean, just to get a certain quarterback that we don't even know if they're going to be, the quarterback that saves the day. Let's have a winning mentality, and then let's coach up everyone around us, and let's become a better team. Instead of losing games to try to get a certain quarterback, man. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Mr. Jamal West Craven Wesson. Now, he said this last year. He said, middle finger to USC. But the countdown to Caleb Williams starts now. All you Raider fans that want to keep winning meaningless games, if there's no chance of the playoffs, remember what the prize is. NFL Draft 2024. It's sickening, man, seeing this stuff. Again, we don't know what Caleb Williams is going to be. But last year, we're talking about last year, these people wanted us to tank. Starting last year. Everyone thought Now, I mean, there's a lot of red flags about Caleb. I know Caleb will probably go number 1 this year. But we're talking about last year, talking about tanking. Pointless, meaningless games. Remember what the prize is. The prize is to win games, man. The prize is to win game. Jamal, honestly, I don't even know why you have the hashtag Raider Nation on there, man. If winning is not what you're about, then go find a team that don't care about winning, man. Yeah, we haven't been winning that many games, but the point is to try to win the game. Yeah, when we win games, we get hyped up. I mean, that's the whole point, to win games. Imagine, again, going to a Jack Jones or, a Devontae Adams, a Josh Jacobs, a Max Crosby, and let them know our intention is not to win the game, because there's going to be a young rookie that we want to get a good draft pick for to go save us. Imagine how that conversation with Max Crosby would go. This guy comes into the what they say 6 a.m. every morning and leaves at whatever time. I mean, he's there before everyone, before the coaches, and he leaves a lot of times after the coaches. And you got the nerve to try to tell me that this guy is putting in all that work in for us to go ahead and hope that some kid out of some snotty-nosed kid out of high or college is going to save the day. That's ridiculous, man. We don't need fans like you. We really don't.
You miserable old snagger-tooth jackass.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I just will never understand it, man. And then, even better, here we go, James. James Kane. Dang, that meaningless Chiefs game, a lot of you were so excited the Raiders won, is probably going to keep them from being able to trade up and get their quarterback of the future. I'm afraid number 13 is just too far down to make the moves necessary, but I'm still holding out hope until pick time. Again, meaningless. I keep seeing this, meaningless, sir. It just makes no sense. The Chiefs are the best team in the league. We beat them convincingly. To say that game is meaningless is just so wild to me. I just don't understand you guys' thought process. I really don't. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense whatsoever. And you guys call yourself fans. I mean, Kansas City, they were on a 6-game win streak against us. And out of the last 22 games that we played them, they've won 19 of them. And you're telling me a victory against them is meaningless? I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's clear. It's clear. You fans that think like this is all you guys want. You guys are in this for a participation trophy, man. This is the participation trophy era, participation trophy generation. It's wild. It's wild, and you guys call yourselves part of the Raider Nation. And again, I'm all for difference of opinions, because I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on the things that the Raiders do, specifically on decisions that were made. I mean, go back to how Al Davis treated Marcus Allen. There was people on both sides who agreed and didn't agree. We can go back to John Gruden the first time around when they traded him away. People, are on both sides. When we got rid of Lane Kiffin and we decided to get Jamarcus Russell instead of, Calvin Johnson. When we decided to, fire Art Shell the first time around. When we decided to, get rid of Hugh Jackson when he had us going in the right direction and bring in Dennis Allen. When we got rid of Jack Del Rio. I mean, it was a lot of different things that, we can go back to and say, hey, I question that decision. And, there's going to be one side here and one side there. That's fine. That's fine. People want to debate about the whole Derek Carr situation. People want to debate about the Rich Bisaccia situation. That's all good. But what I can't get behind is someone that has an opinion of thinking that losing's okay. I would never be okay with that. I would never be okay with, especially not our team. Now, if we were part of a different team, then whatever, say what you want. But the foundation of our team is this.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
And you guys literally have the audacity to call yourself fans and want to tank. I just do not understand that, and I never will. That, to me, that's not acceptable. And I think the rest of us fans, we need to call that out. We need to call that out. That is not how the Raider Nation should operate, man. It's sad. It's sad and it's embarrassing. It definitely is. But man, I really appreciate you guys. I want to know what you guys think. So man, let me know in the comments. Am I out of line? Am I out of pocket here? Because sometimes as I always say, I mean, it's my opinion, and sometimes I can be way, way out of touch, and I know that. But I think this is crazy. These are people that have the nerve to give, the audacity to give their opinion, and you don't even care if the team wins or not. It's sickening to me. But let me know what you guys say, man. Please leave a comment. Hit the like button, share it. Let me know what you guys think, man, because this has definitely been on my mind. I want to know what you guys think, because this bothers me that these people consider themselves Raider Nation. But let me know. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share. Thank you guys for all your support.